Back on Get Up, Bears and Bengals holding a joint practice yesterday. Perhaps the highlight came from Dexter Lawrence. Swagoo, you were complaining it's too much offense here on the desk. Come on, big man. Sexy Dexy tips. Caleb Williams throwing to the air.
I love a big man balling in the preseason.
Okay, what's Caleb going to do here?
Nothing. Nothing. Get your ass out of the way, okay? Let the big fella cook. Hey, let me tell you something, man. Don't estimate the impact that Dexter Lawrence going to make on this defense.
Oh, man.
I love Mike T. Mike T invented this word at ESPN. If I'm wrong, I'm going to stick with Mike T. A force multiplier.
I'll take it.
Now you got certain guys, especially in this position in the NFL, that creates for other people. He's going to have to be a constant double team. Yep. And you're going to find out if your other guys can win one-on-ones. And if they can, that'll improve this defense. And let's not even get to the point of what made Cincinnati terrible. They couldn't stop anybody from running the football. That's an instant impact when it comes to the run game and create havoc. But if he does this,
we gotta work on the form though. He's catching it like a little bread that's falling in his lap. We gotta go up in high form.
Look at he stays with it. He never loses sight of it in the air.
Ain't about doing things pretty.
It's okay though.
Do him effective.
First of all, he's like 7 foot, so even the bread basket, he's still up there like 6'8". Yeah.
The man on the other end of that interception, Caleb Williams, made huge strides in his second NFL season, but his completion percentage actually took a big step back last year. Out of 33 qualified quarterbacks, Williams ranked 32nd in completion percentage, sandwiched between rookies Cam Ward and J.J. McCarthy. So, Mike T., I ask you this, fill in the blank. If Caleb fixes his completion percentage this season, then what?
Caleb Williams is an MVP candidate, without question. We saw the explosive plays, and Swagoo mentioned it. It's more of the down-to-down aspect of the game that has to be cleaned up. 58% is way too low. He's way too talented. If those receivers can be healthy, and that's a big if right now, Luther Burden, Rome Odunze with a foot, if those guys can stay healthy with Colston, Loveland, and this offense, he'll be an MVP candidate because he'll hit the singles and doubles that go with the home run ability.
What's the key to fixing completion percentage?
He just needs to be more boring. I mean, he needs to go from being a fourth quarter heroics type quarterback to 4 quarter consistent.
Yeah.
And really, it's twofold. In a new system, you're thinking more than you need to, so your timing is off, which means your footwork's off. And his area of concern was 0 to 10 yards. He was second worst in the NFL, completing only 60% of those. League average is up around 70%. Those are the layups. Those are what keeps drives alive. We know he can make the downfield throws off his back foot, the heroics when he needs it. I want to see him complete more of the layups, which means his footwork's got to be better, which means he's got to be thinking less. All that will come year 2 in Ben Johnson's system, so I'm not worried about that if he does that. And they can be 4 quarters consistent instead of 4th quarter heroic. This team's gonna be really good.
He will be in the MVP conversation. He's gonna ascend the superstar. People are gonna be talking about Caleb Williams as potential top 5 guy in the NFL this year. One, because of Ben Johnson. That's number one. They still gonna be a physical pounding running football team. And to your point, Jay, all the difference is executing the layups. Because he showed us last year that in a critical time in the game, you might want him to have the ball as much as anybody else in the league at this point. The athleticism to get out with his legs, the arm strength to make throws that are unconscionable when you think about situations in the game. He has every single thing you need in order to be a superstar. I think it all comes together this year. And let's credit Ryan Poles for how fast he's changed the mentality of this football team. He said when he got there, the line of scrimmage is the absolute necessity when I get here. I got to fix that. Yep. They found a quarterback. I'm not saying they looking for one. They found one. Caleb Williams is going to be a superstar, guys. Remember that. And then Ben Johnson understanding who his quarterback is, knowing that he has that elite ability late in games, just settle him down to your point, Jay, and you get those layups, those 2-pointers, those mid-ranges that KD like to shoot, and then when the 3-pointers are necessary, he going to knock them down.
There's a lot to like about this team based on what we saw last season, but on the other side, there are some concerns as well. Is this a better
for the
team?
Negative. Why do you always do this?
You branded yourself that way.
Yeah.
Has he not?
They could struggle on defense. I have a little concern about the defense.
But he's saying it with a smile.
He's saying it in a very charming way.
I mean, Dennis Allen's a really good coach. He's a defensive coordinator. Maybe he figures some things out. They look a little short personnel-wise on that side of the ball, which, Ben Johnson's talking about setting the scoring record. They may have to. Mm-hmm. But Caleb Williams, I mean, even if they do make him boring in quarters 1 through 3,
the fourth quarter stuff's never going away.
Yeah,
He's
no.
always going to be able to do that.
Yes.
So I think that, you're talking about making this the complete package, more than a one-year project, which is fair.
And just to add to Dan the Downer here, they had 33 turnovers a year ago. That is almost impossible to replicate. Like if you look at it over 20, 30 years, the whole regression to the mean, just meaning that it's highly unlikely they'll be as productive turning the ball over. And if they don't, without a defensive improvement, it's going to be hard for them to be successful.
See, why did you go to him
Turnovers
for
are
the
what
negative?
well, the turnovers are what bailed him out. That's a defense that was bottom 10 last
The
year.
other thing, too, is I think this team can be ball dominant because of the way they can play offense. I think they can limit possessions for the opposing offense. And at times, to your point, Graj, they're going to have to play that way. They're going to have to let Monangai and Swift handle games and be physical up front. Those little layups that we're talking about with Caleb, execute, just staying down and distance regulated and also converting third downs. They are good enough offensively to play whatever type of game you need to play. And I think Ben Johnson is going to have to recognize that in those games where his defense may be struggling. That secondary was supposed to be solid. They've been depleted with injuries, man. But I really feel like this football team in this division specifically, they can play a certain way offensively and help that side of the football.
Quick final word. Are they the top team in the division entering the season?
I still have the Packers. I think
There
a
you
lot of
go.
people are sleeping on Jordan Love and a healthy receiving core. Christian Watson missed time. Jaden Reed missed time. Matthew Golden's in year two. That weapons around him, Tucker Kraft, they're going to be really good. And Jordan Love is forgotten about how talented he is.
With Murray taking over in Minnesota, too, it feels like every matchup within that division is going to be a good one. Time to get up and go. Since arriving after that quick stint in LA. And then finally, Philadelphia. What's at stake for Jalen Hurts' future this season?
I think a lot, considering he was Super Bowl MVP a year and a half ago. I go back to that story we had on ESPN.com back in April, which really delineated a lot of the internal concerns that the Eagles have had about Jalen Hurts and his role in their offensive struggles the last couple of years. So if you fast forward and he doesn't, what, Swagoo? I mean, I'm just saying, like, the call's coming from inside the house.
I'm mad at you, Graj.
Why did I do?
I think he's over there.
Well, I've heard the banter this summer, and you know what pisses me off, man, is like we kind of undermine the fact that this dude has never had a coordinator.
I get it.
Consecutive years. I'm saying
It's not fair.
Just know that it's not directed towards you.
I understand.
But my point is, a Super Bowl MVP went to a Super Bowl and probably would have been the MVP of that one if they would have won the game. And we having conversations about if he can be the quarterback for a franchise that has consistently won games. Like, you could be the Raiders, but like Philly, you could be the Raiders.
How did he get the job?
With Carson Wentz going down.
When they decided to move on from Carson Wentz.
Graj, I know that, but Carson Wentz did not win a Super Bowl and be an MVP, and he didn't go to another one.
The first year they won the Super Bowl, Carson Wentz was an MVP candidate and helped get them there,
Graj,
right? And they still move on a year and a half later.
I understand that, and I know this is Philly's MO. They will move on from you. I'm not talking about Philly. I'm talking about the conversation revolving around Jalen.
I'm with you. I'm just trying to forecast what might